In the early 1990s, this car was everywhere. School parking lots, suburban driveways, office buildings, shopping malls. You probably walked past one every single day without ever thinking twice. But today, spotting one on the road feels almost impossible. This is the 1990 Ford Escort LX, the everyday car that almost disappeared. At first glance, the Ford Escort doesn't look special. The simple, compact, modest, no aggressive styling, no flashy design, no powerful engine under the hood. And yet, for millions of Americans, this was their first car. Their college beater, their daily commuter, their dependable companion through everyday life. In the early 90s, the Escort represented something important. Affordable transportation for the working class. Reliable mobility for families. Freedom for young drivers just getting their license. It was a car designed not to impress, but to serve. Back in 1990, the American automotive market was changing rapidly. Fuel efficiency mattered. Affordability mattered. Practicality mattered more than ever. And the Ford Escort delivered exactly that. Under the hood, the Escort LX came equipped with a 1.9-liter CVH four-cylinder engine. Paired with a simple automatic transmission, power was sent to the front wheels. No turbochargers, no complex electronics, no performance ambitions, just straightforward engineering designed to last. CVH stands for Compound Valve Angle Hemispherical Combustion Chamber. It was a combustion chamber design that Ford used for decades across multiple models worldwide. The goal wasn't speed. The goal was durability, simplicity, and ease of maintenance. And that philosophy extended throughout the entire vehicle. The three-door hatchback body kept the Escort lightweight and compact. Its small size made it easy to park, easy to maneuver, and incredibly practical for city driving. Inside, the cabin was basic. Simple dashboard, straightforward controls, comfortable seating, everything you needed, nothing you didn't. This was a car built for real life. Morning commutes, school drop-offs, grocery runs, late-night drives home from work. The Escort quietly blended into the background of American daily life. And that is exactly why so few remain today. Because when a car becomes ordinary, people treat it as disposable. Most Escorts lived hard lives. They were driven daily, parked outside, used in harsh weather, maintained only when absolutely necessary. They weren't garage queens. They weren't weekend toys. They were tools. Cheap transportation meant to be used, abused, and eventually replaced. As years passed, many Escorts were simply worn out. Engines failed. Transmissions slipped. Rust took over. And because their resale value was low, repairing them often didn't make financial sense. So they were scrapped, parted out, forgotten, while muscle cars were being restored, and sports cars were being preserved. Cars like the Escort quietly vanished. Yet today, that very simplicity has become its greatest charm. In a world dominated by massive touchscreens, driver assist systems, and electronic complexity, the Escort offers something rare. A pure, mechanical driving experience. You feel the road. You hear the engine. You control everything directly. There are no filters between you and the machine. Driving a 1990 Ford Escort is like stepping into a time capsule. It brings you back to an era when cars were honest. No artificial sound. No synthetic driving modes. No over-engineered features. Just metal, rubber, gasoline, and mechanical connection. For many enthusiasts, that simplicity is now priceless. Surviving examples of the Escort LX have become rolling pieces of nostalgia. They remind us of first jobs, first apartments, first long road trips. They represent a chapter of life many people look back on fondly. And because so few remain, each surviving Escort tells its own story. Some are still owned by their original families. Others have been rescued from junkyards. A few have been carefully restored to factory condition. Each one is a rare survivor of everyday America. Interestingly, while the Escort never achieved legendary status like the Mustang or Camaro, it played a far more important role. It moved millions of people. It carried generations to school, to work, to relationships, to life-changing moments. It was there in the background of countless memories. Yet it never demanded attention. And maybe that's why we forgot about it. In many ways, the Ford Escort symbolizes an entire era of automotive philosophy. An era when cars were built to be accessible, to be affordable, to be reliable, not status symbols, not luxury products, not technological showcases, just transportation. And that mindset shaped the streets of America for decades. Compact sedans and hatchbacks dominated suburban neighborhoods. Parking lots were filled with modest, practical cars. They formed the backbone of everyday mobility. But as tastes changed, and consumers demanded bigger, faster, more luxurious vehicles, cars like the Escort slowly disappeared. SUVs replaced hatchbacks. Crossovers replaced sedans. Complexity replaced simplicity. And with that shift, an entire category of honest, everyday cars quietly faded into history. That's what makes the surviving Ford Escort LX so special today. It isn't rare because it was expensive. It isn't rare because it was exotic. It's rare because it was normal. And sometimes normal things become the rarest of all. Spotting one on modern roads feels almost surreal, like seeing a piece of the past moving through the present. It reminds us of how much the automotive world has changed. It reminds us of simpler times. And perhaps it reminds us that not everything needs to be complicated. The 1990 Ford Escort LX may never be a collector's supercar. It may never fetch six-figure prices at auctions. But its value lies somewhere deeper, in memory, in nostalgia, in everyday history, because this humble little hatchback didn't just transport people. It transported dreams, aspirations, and entire generations forward. And in doing so, it earned its place as one of the quiet legends of the road. The everyday car that almost disappeared.